Okay guys, we're going to record a real quick video about how to use a drill, how the basics of using a drill work, and go over some anatomy of a drill. There's another video on my YouTube channel about the anatomy of a drill. I want you to watch this. This is more about how to use the drill and specifically the drills that we have in class. So exactly like the one we had in the picture on the other video, to remove the battery. So I'm going to get up nice and close here. So to remove the battery, you've got these buttons on the side here. See if I can get it in the light. There we go, right there. So buttons there. There's another one on the other side right there. You're going to take those and squeeze them in. You're kind of going to click there, squeeze it in, and the battery's going to come out the bottom. You can see there's some prongs in there. You want to keep your fingers or anything clear of those little brass connectors in there. Don't stick your tongue in there. Bottom line is this thing goes back on the battery. Nice good click. It's going to stay in there. Now, other parts of the drill that you need to be aware of, kind of working our way up, you've got the grip. This little place is to put a screw bit. So if you're holding a bit to drive screws later on, so you've drilled a hole and now you want to use the screw bit, you can just get it, stick it right there, and it'll hold it. Some drills have a magnet there that'll do the same thing. Here on these drills, you'll notice there's this point here at the end, but what that actually is a set of 3 jaws that are going to pinch down on the drill blade. If you hear that click and it loosens up, you can see that it's opening up, and if I tighten it down, you can see it's closing up on the bit there. So you'll open this up, you'll put a drill bit in there, and then you'll turn it, and as you tighten it down, you're going to hear clicking sounds. So here in just a second, I'm going to put it over the microphone so you can see it or hear it. Hear that big click, and then you're going to hear some little ones. Those little clicks are what you're listening for, the little ratcheting sound, and that's going to mean the drill is tightened down, good to go. It'll hold that bit and you won't have any problems. Here on the handle by the trigger, you've got forward and reverse. Okay, so that was a great little announcement there for a student who needed to go to Ken's. But here on this handle, you'll see this button that passes through the body of the drill. You'll notice I push it in one side, it pops out the other. Okay, so I'll do that again. I'll push it in, it pops out the other side. And what that is that's the direction. You'll notice there's an arrow on there. Don't know if you can see it. Let me tilt it for the light. But there's an arrow on this button. This arrow here is pointing forwards, meaning that if this side is in, it is selected to drive the drill bit forwards into the piece of wood. If you select this side, that's reverse. That's going to pull something out. Okay? So you want to be in forwards for drilling, and when you pull the drill bit out, you can be in forwards or reverse. Sometimes you need reverse to make it helpful. Now at the top of the drill, you'll see we have this selector right here. That's just first and second gear. Second gear is stronger. It's more power to turn it. First gear is more speed to turn it. Okay? Then here on this collar where these numbers are, there's not a lot. They're kind of worn down, but they go all the way up to about 17. Okay, so you're going to want to go all the way up to about 17, and then here there's a drill symbol, and that symbol, waving to students walking by, that symbol tells you that you've got this in a drill mode, that you're drilling through wood. It's the most power you're going to have. If you turn it all the way down, that's the least amount of power. So I'm all the way down on 1, and what that means is, well, if I had a power in the battery, I could stop it with my hand. It's the least amount of power, but you want it up all the way. That's how that works. That's perhaps the most important button, because in the center, that's the safety where the trigger won't go in. You do that with it, the trigger goes in, you put it in reverse, the trigger goes in. You put it in between where it's sticking out both sides just a little bit, the trigger won't go in. Okay, so that's the basics of using a drill. We'll talk about when we use a drill. If you're drilling into something, you do not put your hand up here. If you put your hand up there, you're gonna get a burn on your hand because it's moving. All right, so that is the basics of the drill. Like the lights, they love to go off on me, but we'll talk more in class about this. Y'all have a good afternoon. Please remember to subscribe because it is a grade.